Good evening, guys. It's 7 p.m. Today I'm late in preparing the video. It's November 9th. Today is Thursday, one day before Friday, right? And today we had a down day, kind of down day. Not exactly good down day, but we had a down day, So let's go here. So today we will favor buyers above Globex low or 24-hour mid, or keep it simple, above yesterday's close, favor buyers, right? So at least one thing we know, above yesterday's close we have to favor buyers, and buyers only up to certain point till the price gets to backup sellers area plus few points, and then no trading assuming you already got few points from your longs, right? So I mentioned backup sellers area, right? So but the key area was 460 actually, in NQ, but few points, but what the point here is up to certain point, right? Basically don't get carried away because it may fail, and that is what essentially happened today. It failed, and I knew that. I put it in Discord also, So below yesterday's close or Globex low, we will become neutral. That means we can favor both sides now. Above buyers, below neutral. Overnight indexes are diverging as of this writing. Okay. So basically, ES made a new high in the overnight like this, above yesterday's high. See, this was yesterday's high. ES spoke higher. Sorry, here. Right? But NQ did not make a new high in the overnight. It was still trading below yesterday's low, yesterday's high. Okay. And Dow was doing the same thing, only ES made a new high. Okay, so now going into the day, right? So it gapped up. First of all, it gapped up and it went through yesterday's high, right? So like this, right? So this was yesterday's high. Okay, actually it gapped up, not went through it. It gapped up above it. See, where it gaps up like this above yesterday's high, right? Look at NQ at that time. It was open below yesterday's high, slight below it, right? So you don't know anything what's going to happen here, right? And we don't know either. I don't know either. But the moment it gap up there, ideally you do not want to see price going below this area. See, this is the yesterday's high area, 4 to 7, pretty much, that's where the high was. So once it gap up above it, ideally you don't want to see price going through it. Once it open above it, it's like buyers have a responsibility to hold above that area. Okay, that is what it means. Now, if you look at AD, it was plus 1000. So everything was good, for buyers to push it higher, because until this point, internals were not supportive for the up move. Last 3 days. Today, at least they gap up with a good internals. So it is their responsibility now to hold it here. Does it mean we are going to go long? I said not in Discord. I said wait, we'll wait it, we'll wait it out. So we waited. Then price came down. So at this point, we were thinking maybe it's an open drive down, but the way it's going, buyers are there. So, like we can't do anything. We can't trade, So we didn't do any trading here. So when it fills the gap, right? AD was around plus 400 or so. So it's a gap fill, bullish disconnect, right? So someone can go long into this 94 area in ES if someone wants to. But I said, I'm not going to take any trade here. This is like conflicting message. Then I waited. Then NQ ES touched here, right? Gap fill, bullish disconnect, and it bounced, right? the moment ES bounced, right? See, our idea was to favor buyers above yesterday's closing, right? So if you look at the notes, right, it says above yesterday's closing, low back slow, favor buyers. This is yesterday's closing, right? Price came straight into it. Don't you think so? It's a support, right? Above buyers in control, below neutral. Don't you think so? They should hold then. See, that's what I'm saying. You can go long here because it was bullish disconnect, right? And it fell straight into it. But personally, I didn't do anything because, I was not feeling comfortable the way it came down, because now here, ideally it should have not even come down here, the way it opened gap up. See, if it gapped up here like this, right, into this area somewhere, let's say 4400, then it comes down, at least I can try to go long to target this. Once it gap, because at that time there is no responsibility for buyers. Once it gap up above it, they have a responsibility to hold it. They failed. That means this area can act as a resistance going forward. There are sellers here, or somebody can flip their buying to selling, So this area can act as a resistance later on. So why would I go long here knowing there will be a sellers here and there is no guarantee price can go there, So there is no long here. Now you understand my point of view, but there was a long setup though, okay? Now NQ is a different story, right? See, the way ES came down, right? NQ, look at it, it just touched it, came down, right? See, NQ did not gap up above yesterday's high like this. So I avoided this because it failed here. NQ technically did not fail it because it gapped below yesterday's low, right? It can still tag it again, Now that's the difference between ES and NQ. So NQ, I can go long here. There is no issue. So this, again, this highlighted area is yesterday's closing, right? So I can go long in NQ right here, versus ES, okay? But I didn't take the long here. I did not, because this could be an open drive down move, which means this first pullback means maybe the last pullback, and then price just tags. So I cannot go long in this area. I have to wait. Then price took out this swing high. When it pushed down, again held it, went higher. At that time I knew, now it wants to take this. So now I can go long, okay? So then I waited for this pink line to be taken out, then use that line basically as a support to go long here at 403. That's where I went long, and then I just held it. My target was either this or this, okay? So I just like step down to 15-second chart, 30-second chart, as long as the candles were moving, I held it. The moment it touched here, right, here is like sliced through it in a smaller time frame, so I was holding it. When the moment it touched here, I saw ES. See, what time was it? 10:02. Look at here, touched into this area. See this area? Remember I said this area can turn into sellers area, right? There are sellers here now, correct? There are trap buyers here. They may bail out. So immediately push the button to bail out this trade at 430. So 403 to 430, 27 point. My day was over, pretty much. That is all I look for, right? 20-30 point. So now see here, once you see the response from here, right, and then price slice through this area, at this point you are neutral officially. You cannot trust buyers or sellers. You are neutral. You can do both buy and sell. So here same thing, right? Now this area itself can act as a resistance. You can see it here, see that right here. Once it went through it, acted as resistance, right? Then come down. Problem here was to short is NQ, because NQ did not go down much below this area, but it was trading above it, right? So that's why there was a difficulty today to take a short here in both of them and hold it, okay? But anyway, at here I was explaining in Discord around 10:20. I said watch the 10:20 AM 5-minute candle, and I gave them a specific level 377. I said just watch it, 377 to 384. 50% odd. I said either buyers or sellers. 50-50 odd. I said and if you short at 384 or 377, your stop has to be above 391, and if you go long, then your stop has to be below 350. That is what I said. So I tried, since it's a do or die area basically, so because it was this bottom here, see this balance, this entire balance broke down. This is do or die area, for ES. For NQ, you don't know, whether, that's why NQ is a 50-50 probability. It can go up, it can go down, because it is trading above these things, right? So I tried long here, at 377. I was playing on 15-second chart, so I have plenty of time to bail out very fast, in and out. So 377 I went long. Price went high a little bit, came down, I was out. Then I shorted it again, 377. Price came down, again went up. This is all between these three candles, 6 minutes, right? So I took one short, failed. I took one long, failed. Then I took another short, 383 this time. That worked. So two failed trade, I lost almost 7-8 points. But fine, it was okay. 50% odds, right? You never know. So then short worked, right? This short worked. That's why there is both arrows, up and down. This short worked, right? Then I build out at right here, in this area, 350s, and I got again 30 some point, right? So overall net I was up 40-50 points, more than enough for the day, right? At that point, I said we'll call it a day off. That's it. Because NQ is refusing to go down, because there is a lot of struggle. See here, once it breaks down, it should not have gone even up to this point. Like yes, it should hold like here, but it went through it, right? So NQ is troublemaker for sellers. It wants to go higher at certain point. That is what I said in Discord, that NQ, hold on, let me show you, okay? See my statement, 10:38 AM. Be careful with NQ shorts. It can snap back up for buyers. I still do not believe in selling in NQ. See, 10:38, right? Now, what is the time frame? 10:38. See, it was right here. See, I didn't see this move and type that statement. Right? I just typed it right at this low, pretty much. Right? That NQ is not done. It's like I don't believe in this selling. And then you can see snap back up. Right? So now it snapped back up, right, like this. But anyway, I was not trading anyway, so I was done. So I was not even watching the price, a lot at that time. But anyway, snap back up, right? See, now this is a very different view. So the way it went up like this, right? You do not want to trade this kind of price action, So, but then you have to just watch, just watch. because now if you look at it here at this point 1034, see here, now see you have to sometimes combine everything. See these things completely down, right? Now you are seeing price going like this crazily. This is not fair, I would say. This is something is off situation, but you can't help it. So you watch, then you watch, right? Then what do you see? Then you see it here. So right here, right? So this was the high, like this, right? Morning high, yesterday's high, whatever that high, right? So here it pulled back, correct? Then it popped up higher, correct? Like this, right? And ES was at the time, this is 1154, right? So I'm going to show you something, okay? Sometimes you have to just understand what's going on, right? This is 1154, right? Again in the same area, right? Same sellers area. This time it may go through it, who knows, right? While NQ is making new high. But did you notice one thing? Entire day's price action, right? Now you look at combined view. Once you know that this is like trending down and this damn thing is just went shoot up higher, right? So this time also NQ made a new high, ES did not. That's the common observation, right? But there was a different story here. NQ made a new high while ES not only did not make a new high, but it was also below this high also. Strong divergence, double divergence, I would say. It was not only below this, it was below this also. Something is off. That's the warning sign number 1 for this breakout, right? Now here is the deal. So let me show you something. Where is my Discord? See the target. There is somewhere I type. Hold on, let me find out, okay? Now this is the earlier shipment, right, which I already showed you. After that point onwards, that message NQ went higher, right? Now I am saying new high now, which is this, okay, at this time. Now here read it. So I'm telling one of the member that we talked about it, my sim long and all this thing. And in the morning when I took that long, right, my target was 460. 460 was the level that NQ was chasing and ES was chasing 23. But in this case, ES was so far down below 23. So it's hard for ES to even go there. But NQ already reached that level. So that was the target. So here I said ES is almost at the same point, my long, earlier long, sim long. While NQ, my long 370, it already reached 460 pretty much. Big divergence. So here I use word big divergence. Basically 460 is equivalent to 23 in ES. While ES is way down and NQ already reached up. Big divergence in a capital letter. See that? Then immediately I typed it. If NQ gets to 456, actually it was 4560, by mistake I typed it, So I changed it to 456. So 456, 470 and gets rejection, it is possible that all goes down again. 11:55 AM, right? Now look. 11:55, right at this candle I typed it, right? Because I know that level is important. And that level was the target yesterday for buyers. They couldn't get to it. Day before that was the target, they couldn't get it. Today, they just got it right there, like with the divergence with ES, and Dow Jones, big divergence. It may fail, right? So it can goes down. All of them goes down. That is what I typed it. Now you can see it. All of them goes down. Once you know that information that all of them can go down, right? Then you just watch that is it really true statement. Let price verifies it, right? So now you look what touched it, right? Then it went down. So now you're not taking a shot here assuming that it will go down. Now you're watching it. You have to verify it first, right? So now before even we get there, right, why it can go down, right? Because it's a divergence. That's a good level resistance, right? And then look at this. Entire morning was down. AD was down, right? Look at this amount of this down move, right? So corresponding AD was also like same size down, right? Now, so basically the way you look at it is this. Visual observation. See this size of this rectangle from here to here, right? It's like this size, X size I would say, right? And similar size here I would say, right? In terms of AD, it's like you can visually see it like this size and this size almost same. Okay, now on the way up, same size. See here to here. So I want to see the same size here also there, right? But instead you are looking at what? This is the size. Do you think so? These are equal? No. That's where the issue was. Strong AD divergence, strong ES divergence, and NQ is making new high. It's not gonna cut it. Okay, so that's why it came down. Now once it comes down, you want to see it, so you have to start checking all this line, right? So now look at this. First time went down this line, people bought it. Fine, okay, they bought it. What happened next? Went up, this line acted as a resistance, price went through it. Now you know, okay, maybe sellers are there, maybe whatever you are thinking may happen, but not sure yet. Okay, now let's watch. Price went again to this line after breaking down, held it as a resistance, strong down move. Now at this point, sellers locked in. Now you know this thing should go down. So we saw this area acting as a resistance, we saw this area acting as a resistance. Don't you think so? If price pulls back here, it may act as a resistance, basically this area 422 to 416 or 15, right? See our levels, these lines were there since 5 o'clock this morning. I didn't draw it, right? But you can see it. Right? See that? Now you can argue, oh man, it was a Fed speaker at that time, Powell was speaking. Doesn't matter. Labels are labels. Okay? So went down. Now what? Now once price goes through this line, this area, right? Don't you think so? It should act, one of this line can act as a resistance, right? So where is the risk and reward? In terms of risk reward, where do you short it? Here after seeing this much down move, here after seeing this much down move, or somewhere this line or this line, which is better in terms of risk reward, right? So this or this line could be good short. This and this are very aggressive, poor short. Okay, so now let's watch. See this line, poor short, price stopped you out, then went up, right? Then this area again try to short it, it worked for a few points, but first it stopped you out, right? Now this line Look at the size of the stop run. This line, look at this, 384 to 389, only 5 point against you. But if you shorted here, it gives you 362 to 384. At least if you lock it, right? 20 point with 5 point risk, 6 point risk, right? Whatever. So now you understand. Then if you shorted here, look at the risk, 391, 396, 5 point. But look at the ride. See my point? So day trading is not about randomly trading. It's about risk reward also. You have to think through all these things. Levels are there to help you out, and you have to use it wisely. You have to read it, and then that's it. Now once price went through all of this like this, don't you think so? Now this area will act as a resistance, right? But anyway, we don't want to short it later on, right? But you can see it. All this area, once it is broken, acted as a resistance. Then went down. This area acted as a resistance. This yellow line acted as a resistance here. Now you need to know the target. Once it gets rejection, once you come down like this, I knew at that time it wants to go here, our preferred bias area. So until it gets there, you have plenty of time to short. Every pullback you short, because price is trying to get here. That's all. And that be all for today.